Rolling along for show 2025, so we thought we'd rock the house with rock goddess Cathy Richardson.
Hey.
Hello, you're here.
I'm here.
I'm so
What's up
excited.
there?
Usually
She's
like
queer.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
How you doing? I'm nuxing out.
I'm good.
Yeah?
Really good.
I love that.
Oh,
You've had quite a year, my friend.
Jeez, have I? I mean, it was amazing. I can't even think of everything that happened. We went out with, well, first of all, I've been on tour with Jefferson Starship as the lead singer for the last
How many now?
17 years.
I can't believe it.
In March, it'll be 17 years.
Holy smokes.
You're going to catch up with Grace Slick's record.
I've surpassed
You've already
it.
surpassed it.
Long
You've already
surpassed
got figured. Yeah,
Say that, Grace.
No, Grace is a big fan, and she's so awesome. And I don't speak to her directly, but I speak to her through her daughter China, who's my good friend, and she's always like, "Mom said this, and Mom said that."
Yeah.
She's sitting in her command central.
Yeah, she's
every
like,
time I think about
Yeah.
that, she had like different TVs set up.
Well, she just has a huge TV the size of this room, and she just sits there and smokes and paints with that giant TV.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
I love her. Whatever works. Whatever works.
Like, come on, Grace.
So you're 17 years.
17 years, and we've been pairing up with other classic rock bands on the road, which has been really fun and giving us a chance to for years. It was a struggle when I joined the band. It was like, fans were driving us around in their personal cars, and we were really, really slumming it out there. And we've managed to build it back up to a point where we're playing arenas, and we're back on the tour bus. And we were out with Marshall Tucker Band this year for a bunch of dates, and we went to Europe and played with Deep Purple. And that's the second time we've played with them in stadiums. And it's just, it's so amazing. And like, just all the hard work has, people like, oh, well, you're the lead singer of Jefferson Starship. It's like, yeah, but it's not 1976 anymore.
Yeah.
It's been an uphill battle, but it feels really gratifying now. Like we finally gotten it where it should be, and we're writing new music, and I'm going to be writing more songs with Grace for an upcoming record.
That's a news flash.
Yeah,
again. I know you've got one tune that you had on your most recent record that the two of you collaborated on.
Yeah, so apparently she's been listening to the record, and she really likes it, and she wants to write more, and she's been writing lyrics and stuff. So I haven't seen them yet, but I have to get on that because...
Get on that.
Yeah. But we've been having a break, this last month we've been off, and it's been kind of amazing.
I've seen the videos online of you guys playing arenas and and the reception that you get. I'm just like, I'm all tingly for you when I see it because you've worked so hard for so many years, and it's a struggle for all musicians, even the most talented like Cathy. But to see you get those accolades all over the world, it's got to feel like, wow, you've achieved your goals.
It's awesome. It's so fun. Yeah. And I've learned so much over the years too about it, even how to play an arena. Because last year we went out with Bret Michaels. He's the lead singer of Poison, but he has a solo band, and that guy is just one of the greatest frontmen of all time. And the energy he brings and the way he gets the crowd going, and he finds the person in the back row and connects with them. I mean, that's what it's all about. And being able to watch him all last summer just gave me extra juice to go out and know how to do that. And it's fun, and it really works.
It does work.
So I've got a question. As you're writing new music for Jefferson Starship, like, what do you... How do you approach that? Because it would be like, oh gosh, we got to do the 1976 sound, but no, this is us now. How do you approach that as you're writing new songs for such an iconic band?
Yeah, well, I feel like the way we did this last one is we just kind of wrote as ourselves. And the first thing we did was get together as a band and just start jamming, and there was a microphone overhead, and we just recorded it, and that was what the basis was for a lot of the songs. And it was different people throwing out ideas and then people joining in, and then in the case of the Grace song, she sent me lyrics. I grabbed my guitar and wrote a chorus, and it was very me, but I also felt it was very like Paul Kantner-ish, and it was that sort of like anthemic thing. And if you listen to the entire Jefferson Airplane to Jefferson Starship to Starship, and you listen to all that music, I mean, they were all over the place.
Yeah.
So there's like really nothing wrong that you could do.
Yeah. Right. That's a good
it's
point.
like you could write a total pop song, you could write a folky country song like Count on Me, or you could write a heavy metalish sounding song like Ride the Tiger, or anything in between, And so it's a beautiful thing, because in those groups that that whole Jefferson thing, there were so many different people coming in and bringing whatever they had to what it was, and that was Paul's vision for the band to begin with. And he was always like, if somebody left the band, well, who's the next greatest person that we can get in here to fill that spot or to be that harmony? But never ever did they say, try to be like Grace, they or try to sound like Grace or anything like that. It was always just like, be yourself. Yeah. And so it's a beautiful, it's a great thing for me, because I have a lot to give.
You can stay true to the original.
You certainly do.
Thanks.
Yeah. Well, along with your work with Jefferson Starship, you also have your own band and your own music career that's doing. You've got a show coming up at City Winery on the 17th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is kind of a last minute booking, so thank you guys for having me on to help get the word out.
Of course.
I'm for this show, and I've never done this at City Winery. I've been doing the show for the past couple of years called Goddesses of Rock. And it's just basically all my favorite artists that influenced me growing up: Heart, Janis Joplin, Pretenders, Fleetwood Mac, and then some other fun ones. And it's never been the same twice. So I might overlap some songs, but there'll be some surprises in there and some things I haven't done. That's why I took the list of artists off of the bio, because I'm like, well, I don't want somebody to get mad if I don't do
because now I know I'm not going crazy. Because I saw all the list, and I was going to give it to Scott for his notes, and I'm like, I could have sworn I saw the list of the artists she was covering on here.
I changed it, and then for their Facebook ad, I changed it back, because I'm like, nobody's understanding what this is, but. It's like, Heart was my biggest influence growing up,
but why? I wonder why.
I wanted to be them.
Who does not? I want to be a Wilson sister so badly. Those gals.
Yeah,
they're great.
Rock.
Yeah, they do, and they're really sweet, nice people too.
Kathy's shared the stage with us.
Well, weirdness, but it's not that weird. I saw something on social media. This guy told his 11-year-old kid, "Hey, you can open for me at my show," and the kid was like, "No, really, no way." And then I was seeing this stuff about these kids that were dancers growing up, dancing to Beyonce, and how it was and how it's going and whatever, and they're actually dancing with Beyonce. It's like that stuff actually does happen. And it's not that weird, but when you're a kid, it feels just so unattainable. It feels like you're on the outside of whatever that is.
That's why you have to dream big.
Right, exactly.
Do you remember the first Heart song that you were like, what?
Yeah,
Crazy on You?
Well, I remember specifically that my next door neighbor, Deareen Pauly, who was a few years older than me and still is, we were both playing, trying to teach ourselves how to play guitar, and she was in all this cool music, and I don't know why she would hang out with me, but we were both bored, I guess, and I'd be like, "What are you doing?" She'd like, Come on, listen to this John Lennon, Frank Zappa, a Cheech and Chong, and she goes, if you really want to hear some girls who can play guitar, you should listen to Heart. And she handed me the Dreamboat Annie album, and I opened it up, and I see like Ann Wilson in a wedding dress on stage, and like they're playing in a band with dudes, and I'd never seen that before. I'd never seen that. It was like not even a possibility for me until I saw those pictures. And then I was like, wait, I think my sister has one of their records, and it was Little Queen, and that's the one where they're on the cover and they're like, it's their major label, and they're like just like styled, and she's holding a crystal ball, and they look like gypsies, and the men are like there, but they're out of focus in the background. Right. Like they were so gorgeous, and they were so striking. And then I dropped the needle down, and it was Barracuda. My head exploded. I said, "Are you kidding me?" And then her voice, and like, like I was like,
I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it right now.
And then the rest of the record, that to me is the ultimate Heart record.
Yeah, that's a great
and
one.
I worship these people, and I used to fantasize that they would come pick me up at junior high, come like dressed like they were on the poster and with their kimonos and hair blowing, and like, we're here to get Cathy. Just take me away. I don't know what happened after that, but it was like they were my
go on the road with them.
Yeah, and I ended up opening for them, meeting them, and becoming friends with the guys in the band that aren't in the band anymore. Steve Fossen and Michael DeRozier have a band called Heart by Heart, and they're mostly Seattle-based, but they tour all over. And my high school friend, Lizzie Damont, plays guitar with them.
What?
And this is amazing because we were in high school, and I'm walking down the hall, and I see this girl playing electric bass, and I stopped. I go, "Who are you? What are you doing?"
This is in Hinsdale, by the way.
Central High School in 1985 or whatever. And she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm really into Yes," and I'm like, "What about Heart?" And she's like, "I don't really know their music." And I'm like,
God.
"Well, you really need to." And I told her, and she remembers that. I mean, we both remember. It was like a pivotal moment. Now she's in the band playing with those guys, and she's a phenomenal guitar player.
That
way
is a
better than
great
me.
story.
Yeah.
Speaking of guitar player, that's phenomenal.
Well, I mean,
How would you like to treat us to a little
I'd love
something?
to, but
something?
my lyrics were on my computer, and I lost the internet connection, and now I guess.
Oh, well, why don't we could take a break?
Can we take a
Yeah,
why
just
don't we
the
take a break and
chord.
we'll get ourselves technical. And everybody at home, you can go like, grab a cup of coffee, get ready.
Get ready.
Get ready for this whole thing, It's great. We'll take a little break. But hey, did you know that also, if you are listening out there and you want to listen live, you can listen to 8:20 a.m. on TuneIn or on the Heartland Signal website, or watch the live video stream on Facebook or YouTube. You can also tell Alexa to play WCPT from TuneIn. So if you're traveling throughout your house, you want to make sure that you tell her to tune in, because Cathy Richardson's going to be playing real soon. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, there is more Out Chicago right here.
I'm Jay Nair with Tricone Chicago. Welcome back to Out Chicago on WCPT.
Stand up.
And welcome back to Out Chicago. Scott Duff here, along with Ellen Miller, rolling along. Hey, you also know who is rolling along. Monday from 2 to 5, Joan Esposito is going to be back from her 2-week vacation. And her guests include Jeffrey Korn, director of the Center for Military Law and Policy at Texas Tech University, Terry Ross, executive director for the Illinois Legal Aid Online, and author Spencer Critchley. Live, local, and progressive is weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. on WCPT 820. And no one else is live right now.
What?
We've got the one and only rock goddess herself, Cathy Richardson.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. There we are. Cathy, you're going to be at the City Winery on the 17th
Of January.
of January. That's coming up.
A couple Fridays.
Our friend Andrea Darlis, who's sometimes on the
Fills
radio,
in,
she just wrote to me that she bought tickets.
Awesome.
All right, there we go.
So, come on.
Thank
There's
you.
plenty of tickets available, guys. Come on, let's go.
Well, why don't you give us a little tasty poo of what's to come?
All right, now this is one I haven't done before, but I love this artist, as we all do, and she was recently inducted into the Rock Hall of Fame.
Missy Elliott. It's Missy Elliott.
She's not primarily known as a rock artist.
It's Missy Elliott. It's what you
Dolly Parton.
Jolene, 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 oh, begging on me, please don't take my man. Jolene, 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 oh, please don't take him just because you can. Your beauty is beyond compare, flaming like Savannah-born hair with Irish skin and eyes of emerald green. Your smile is like a breath of spring, your voice is like a summer rain, and I cannot compete with you, Jolene. He talks about you in his sleep, there's nothing I can do to keep him crying when he calls your name, Jolene. I had to have this talk with you, my happiness depends on you, whatever you decide to do, Jolene. Jolene, 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 oh, I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. have your choice of men, but I could never love again. 'Cause he's the only one for me, Jolene. I had to have this talk with you. My happiness depends on you. Whatever you decide to do, Jolene. Jolene, 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 Jolene. I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Jolene, 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 Jolene. Oh, please don't take him just because you can. Oh, Jolene, Jolene.
Beautiful
I
job.
love that song.
Thank you. I know.
Well,
Do we
great
love the
one.
Beyonce version?
We do.
Yes.
Like the Beyonce version?
Yes,
Yeah, come
yes,
on.
we do.
Yeah.
I love how she was like, you know what? I'm going to have to change the words a little bit here. But I'm warning you, don't take my man.
and Dolly was like, go for it.
Yeah, totally.
Do it. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
like, well,
She's no fool.
No, of course not. No. But that song, it's one of the few songs that it's like, it's a kind of a love song, but it's about another, from a woman to a woman.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
it
it
is.
starts out comparing like how beautiful this woman is. It's very queer.
It is. Yeah.
Have you listened to? Well, it is.
Never thought of it that way.
Yeah. Have you listened? Oh my
neither
gosh.
until now, but
you need
he's
to.
right.
Yeah. I mean, it's all about like you are so beautiful. You can do anything. Please don't take because I'm not as beautiful as you. It's like
Right.
this very much like,
Yeah.
Jolene. You know, like, Jolene.
Can't
But-
compete with you, Jolene.
I know,
But I
right?
could get with you, Jolene. Now I need to write the lesbian version.
you should have you heard the podcast Dolly Parton's America?
No, I haven't.
They do an entire episode on Jolene, and it's great because they talk about how Dolly she transcends all like political party, musical taste, whatever. Like ever,
Right.
she is universally adored, and
Yeah.
this is why.
Yeah.
And they do one episode that's all about that. They explore the queerness that's behind it. She also, I believe, wrote Jolene and I Will Always Love You same night.
Yeah, that is insane. That's
What?
insane. The
What?
woman, she's clearly an ascended being, you know, who we are lucky to be walking the space and time with her because I think she's like an earth angel, a saint, whatever you want to call it. Like she is definitely, and her, in the way she behaves in the world is an example.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And she's so giving of herself, and she's just really a perfect human.
Yeah,
in my
Jimmy
opinion.
Carter, like President Jimmy Carter.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
You
yes.
know, like there we are. So like when you're putting together a show like you're doing at City Winery on January 17th,
Yeah.
you know, you've got the Goddesses of Rock. Like how do you, because of course I would not immediately think of Dolly Parton, but how when you're putting together your set list, like how do you go through like, this is what I need.
yeah. Well, it's so funny because I was going through the set list today and I'm like, oh man, I'm thinking about texting Pam. Would it be too late to add this one? Or
Right.
oh man, I really wanted to do this one. I forgot, you know. And
got a
so
4-hour
there's
show
so
going,
many.
you know?
There's so many, and I'm trying to keep it within reason for my own voice
Right.
for one thing, and then also I want to, I'm going to come out and I'm going to do the Goddesses, and then I'm going to close out with my own mini set of my own stuff. So I'm trying to save a little for that too.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about my voice and the duration of the show and how many belters and how many more,
You got to balance it out.
and also keeping the show moving and flowing, throwing in some surprises that people haven't heard before. And with the heart stuff, I mean, I could do any number of them, but also I'm like subbing two people in the band. I've got Ann Harris is out, so I've got Sophie Hafer playing keyboards. And
she plays with Nelson Street too.
Okay,
yeah, she's done one before,
Yeah,
but I kind of changed it to make maybe a little bit more keyboard oriented.
Great,
because she's
going to
be there.
Yeah. And who else? Who else is on there?
Clem on bass.
Oh, Clem's back. One of
Yeah.
Cathy's
Clem.
former band members.
Everybody knows Clem. He's
Yeah.
like the best.
He is.
And my longtime bass player Greg Pansiera can't do it for some reason. I don't know why. But Jude Gold from Jefferson Starship, but I saw him first, is coming in on guitar.
from California, from
yeah.
LA. He's a wonderful player and a wonderful human.
He's been playing with me for probably 20 years now, I would say.
Unbelievable.
Like, yeah.
That time is God. I can't remember when he first joined you.
I know, and it doesn't seem like 20 years ago. I mean, I guess it was, I guess it was 18 years ago. I mean, Rachel and I have been together 18 years. So, yeah, that's
right around then. Yeah. It's going to be exciting.
A lot of things happened in my life 18 years ago.
Wow, yeah.
So is it about a 2-hour show, would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kathy does not skimp. She
No.
gives
No,
it.
you got to give.
You get your money's worth
I
for
mean,
seeing
God,
Kathy.
I'm right here, right now. I'm sitting there like my hair is like that Memorex commercial, you know, with the guy sitting in the chair and it goes blowing him by.
It never
That's what it
sounded
feels
so
like.
good. Sounded great.
So like, really, how do you protect your voice? It's because it's like that's one thing I've always wondered about, especially with like all these rock anthems that you're doing and like, I mean, really rocking out. How do you just not sound like you're just got gravel coming out of you?
Sometimes I do. It just depends on the day, how tired I am. I mean, it's like hydration, rest are the two keys. And then, you know, so I used to do all kinds of stuff like that I don't even do anymore. And then my voice starts cracking. I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, you don't do anything, you know? So I got myself one of those nebulizers that it looks like a vape pen, but it's or like a vape pipe, but it's actually like steam, you know, that you inhale. It's not hot or anything. It's just moisture. And I got one of those, and that really has been helping a lot. But I honestly, I take Advil before I sing. I drink a lot of water.
And you have gum in your mouth, don't you?
I do. Usually I do. I don't right now because I didn't have any, but it keeps my moisture.
I noticed a few singers that do that.
Yeah. I know. And I've seen people comment on it on videos and stuff. It's so distracting with that gum in her mouth. I'm like,
you're not the only one. I've seen other singers too.
It would be much more distracting if my voice was just in tatters. You know?
So, just let her do what she needs to do.
I need to keep moist.
Keep it moist. She's trying to keep it moist for you.
See, again.
Speaking of, can I have the water? It's okay. Thanks.
Sorry. I think I drank your water.
Oh, no, did you drink?
No, I didn't.
All right, good. There we
I
go.
think you did. It's okay.
I don't have anything right now.
That's what friends are.
Are you gonna play? Do you have your harmonicas?
Well, yeah, I do have some just in
Because I was
Just in
thinking of
case.
doing one of the things that we're gonna do at the show.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You know what it is?
I don't know what it is,
Which one?
but this is Cathy Richardson.
The one I'm going to do with you?
Yeah, the one
Cathy
you're gonna
Richardson.
do.
Okay, what key is it in?
It's an A.
Goddesses of Rock is going to be coming, just sitting on in Chicago on the 17th. We're getting a little sneaky peek. And there's Ellen Miller on the harp.
I was going to work on this today because she informed me I'm doing
Here
it
we
on
go.
the 17th.
There we go.
Rehearsal live on the radio. What could go wrong?
Saliva.
All right, this is one of my favorite goddesses of rock, and I know Ellen's too. Chrissy Hind, of course, of the Pretenders, and this is one of her greatest rock and roll songs of all time. Dragging my way, dropping a bomb on my street. That's come on, baby, get on the road. Come on now, in the middle of the road, yeah. Middle of the road. See the darndest things, like fat guys driving around in jeeps through the city. Well, the big diamond rings and silk suits. There's corrugated tin shacks full of kids. A man who don't need a headstand nursery. And you own a big chunk of the bloody third world. The band is just combing the scenery. Now come on, baby, get in the road. Come on now, in the middle of the road, yeah.
got my own goddesses of rock right in here.
I'll figure out where to come in.
Well, no, you filled in the guitar solo. With
Okay,
her. That's
all right.
great. You got to practice it twice.
Was amazing and incredible. That's going to be our show for today. I want to thank Jerry and Cathy Richardson. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me,
Make
Scott.
sure you go get tickets. Citywinery.com/Chicago.
17th.
On the 17th.
I'll be there too.
Friday.